Well, I finally got my scroll saw station set up. I got it so it's the perfect height for working. I got it. I don't have it permanently connected yet, but it will. I'm going to put it up through here, and it will hook up to my dust collection system. So we got that. This thing is, oh, it's got to be at least 10 years old, and it was a gift, and they bought it at the pawn shop. The puffer, the air blower, never worked. It never worked from the first day I bought it, so I have a jury rig where I can hook up my air supply to it, and I turn my pressure down like 10 pounds or whatever, and it blows enough air. And I've been doing a lot of scroll work projects. The problem I've had is that the blades are pinned, which means that there's a little pin at the top and the bottom of each one, and if you want to do any intricate interior work, you have to drill a hole big enough to get that pinned one through it. Well, a lot of the projects that I have planned require a very small hole, and they do sell an adapter that I can change this from a pinned blade to an unpinned blade or a straight blade. But I could only ever find one, and the only reviews I ever got on that were not good. And so I figured with this being a pin system and with the puffer not working like it should, I said, well, you know what? Instead of going through all that, I looked online and I managed to find a new one for like 80 bucks. It's a WEN 16-inch variable speed control. It's got the puffer that should work. It's got a light attachment. So I thought it was time for an upgrade. So here's my upgrade. This one, this WEN, it supposedly you can either use pinned blades or unpinned blades. I did buy a set of blades with it. Let's see what it I don't know how well you can see these. Let's see if we can focus in. Olson scroll saw blade assortment, and these are all straight pins. So we're going to try it out and see how it works. All right, let's go ahead and get this baby unboxed. All right, there's my new scroll saw. Oh, let's go. Okay, oh, there it is. I was looking for the plate that goes in there. Alright, it's already got a blade set up that's pinned. This is the stuff that's going to change it from a pinned blade to an unpinned blade. And I'm going to go through that first because the projects that I have planned require me to have a straight one because I need a real tiny hole to get those interior cuts. Okay, I figured what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and change this over to the pinless system to start with because that's what I need in one. You can't see it, it's off frame, but just one lever back here to release the tension on the blade. And they say just pull that, push down, pull the blade out. And I don't know if you can tell, if you can see it there, but it's that pin. If you want to do a pin, you know, an interior cut, you got to cut a hole big enough so those pins fit through. And the projects that I have, it won't work. So we need to change this over to the pinless system. So to change this over to the pinless system, all you have to do is stick one of these in each end. And lock it down. Now I don't have a, I'm going to have to get a better wrench, so we're going to use the one from the thing to start with. And there's that one. Oops. And there's that one. Well, that seemed easy enough. Alright, so all I should have to do is take this and hook it on the bottom, and this should just hook on the top, and that should be it. Boy, if it's that simple to go from a pin to unpinned, that'll be alright. But out with the old and in with the new. I like it. Now again, it should be the same size. This should fit right on there, sure enough. And so I can hook it up to my dust collection system, which will go like this. Alright, I got my first test piece set up. Being that we live here in East Tennessee, in Knoxville, Tennessee, we are all big Tennessee Volunteer fans. I've already made a number of these, but this is a nice little test to start with, so I'm going to cut out another one. Let's go ahead and put this on. What I've got here is a piece of 3/4 inch pine. It's just scrap. It's got a big old knot on the bottom of it. We're going to try to avoid that if we can. And we'll put it up near the top here. I got what I think is a decent twang. We're at half speed. Let's start it up. Alright, that's a little bumpy start. Let's go ahead and do some cutting. All right. And they say if you can get it out either way, that's pretty lined up. It looks okay. There's my power tee. We're going to make that in honor of the UT men's Vols basketball team that just won the SEC championship. Ha ha! So this is for them. Now I got to peel the paper off, and YouTube showed me a nice trick for that, and I'll show you that next. Alright, now anybody who's done this knows that a lot of times that there's this paper is glued on there, and I see it almost wants to come off there. But sometimes it gets a little sticky. What they say to do is take your heat gun and look how fast and easy it peels off when you use the heat gun.